Good evening. St. John police have confirmed a body they found washed up on shore Saturday is that of 19-year-old Genevieve Cormier. Family and friends have been searching for Cormier since she disappeared on September 29th. The CBC's Matthew Bingley reports.
So we continued our searches right until the last moment that we found out.
Amanda Hensey says she and others were still looking for Genevieve Cormier when they heard over a police scanner a body had been found. Several hours later, it was confirmed it was Cormier.
Our goal was to have her safe and sound home with her family. That was our ultimate goal, and we were unable to do that. So, heartbroken, and just, it's not how we wanted it to end.
Cormier was found on this stretch of beach by a woman walking her dog. Police say she was wearing the same clothes she had on when she was last seen. The last confirmed spotting of Genevieve Cormier was at the Reversing Falls Bridge parking lot. That is kilometers away from this spot. Sergeant Jay Henderson says it appears Cormier's body had been in the water for some time.
Her remains have been taken to the St. John Regional Hospital, where she is undergoing a medical review at this time. At this time, I cannot confirm that foul play has been ruled out.
Hensey says Cormier's family is devastated and are left with so many questions.
If anybody has been holding on to something they didn't think was important, any suspicious activity, anything like that, please contact the police. The family has, they know what has happened now, but nobody knows the why or how.
The results of the medical review are expected Monday. Matthew Bingley, CBC News, St. John.
Tributes continue to pour in for a Halifax woman who taught at the C School. An alleged impaired driver hit Zoe Nudell, killing her Thursday in Hamilton, Ontario. But some people who knew her for just a brief time say she changed their lives. Carolyn Ray reports.
Laura Martin and her son look back on the photos of the trip they'll never forget. 15-year-old Nick had won a spot in the C School, 4 days on the ocean in a small boat. His mother was having second thoughts until she met the captain of the ship, Zoe Nudell.
She made an instant, memorable impact on us.
Nick, who has Asperger's syndrome, had never gone away without his parents, and he couldn't swim. But Nudell kept a close eye on Nick. He remembers a terrifying moment when he realized he jumped into the ocean without a life jacket.
So I started frantically trying to swim my way back to the ship, and I was going, "Help, I can't swim." And after a few seconds, she pointed out that I was, in fact, swimming back to the boat.
Many people who knew Nudell say she had a way of connecting with everyone. She worked with hundreds of kids through the C School. Today, many are mourning the loss of their beloved captain.
She just radiated happiness to the point where no one else on the ship could feel even the slightest bit down.
The Martins say in just a short time, Nudell was instrumental in building Nick's confidence.
I'm going to have that memory for the rest of my life.
Carolyn Ray, CBC News, Mount Uniacke.
It's moving day for residents at the Prince Edward home in Charlottetown. 120 seniors and people with disabilities live in the 81-year-old building. Today, they were transferred to their new home. Robin Miller reports.
Up and out. One by one, residents are relocated, waving goodbye to their old home and saying hello to their new one.
It's a beautiful place, and I'm glad we're here because we waited for this for a long time.
Bernie Wilson lived in the old Prince Edward home for almost 9 years. He was one of 120 people who made the move.
It's a big move, right? You got a lot of moving parts, so you need to figure out where these things go, and you have to coordinate a lot of people.
Andrew McDougall says overall the move exceeded his expectations. A company called Healthcare Relocations helped coordinate the effort for a cost of $75,000.
It's at the end of an era from one perspective, but it's also the dawn of a new one. We're going into a building that's specifically built for the needs of our residents. It's the home that they deserve.
Staff and volunteers were on hand all along the way. Relocation teams wore color-coded shirts to avoid confusion.
It's gone very, very smoothly, and I think with the least amount of disruption that could have been arranged.
As residents settle into their new home, the province's palliative care unit will remain here until the province builds a new $5 million standalone facility. Robin Miller, CBC News, Charlottetown.
New Brunswick Premier David Alward says SWIN Canada will resume shale gas exploration in Kent County in the coming weeks. The company stopped its work during the blockades and the police crackdown on protesters. The Premier says he supports the company and says his government has tried to address the objections raised by opponents. In Fredericton, police combed a downtown neighborhood early this morning. They were looking for a man wanted on a Canada-wide warrant. Police were called to a nightclub for a disturbance. When they arrived, witnesses gave a description of a man who'd escaped from the Partown Correctional Center last month. The suspect was found hiding in a pile of leaves in a backyard 2 blocks from the nightclub. The second annual Atlantic Francophone Immigration Week is underway. The goal is to help integrate French-speaking immigrants and to learn their stories. One immigrant from Morocco now works as a cook at a family fish market in Dartmouth.
Challenges, first thing it was the language, the English language. But right now I think it's fine. I'm learning day after day, and my contact with customers helped me a lot to learn the language. It's fine.
The Société Nationale de l'Acadie organized the week-long event. 2 young men in Port Hawkesbury are facing charges after a traffic stop yesterday morning. RCMP stopped a vehicle that was driving erratically. 3 people were inside, and the driver failed a breathalyzer. Police also found a weapon on a 17-year-old passenger, but it was not a firearm. Still ahead, all of your complete forecast for the Maritimes. We're back in 60 seconds. Cool temperatures and flurries this week. Let's start in Nova Scotia. Mix of sun and cloud tomorrow. Flurries, 30% chance of flurries in the morning. 4 degrees the high, -2 overnight. A nice sunny day on Tuesday, 7 degrees, 2 overnight. Mix of sun and cloud for Wednesday, 8 degrees, and then 12 degrees on Thursday. A little milder, but some showers and clouds in the forecast. The same for Friday, 8 degrees the high, 8 overnight. For New Brunswick, a sunny day tomorrow, 3 degrees, but -6 degrees overnight. Sunshine on Tuesday with 5, 8 degrees on Wednesday, cloudy day, and then rain moving in for Thursday. Warmer temperatures, 11 degrees. Continued clouds on Friday, 6 and then 4 overnight. To Prince Edward Island, you'll have showers and flurries tomorrow morning. 5 degrees the high, 6 degrees on Tuesday with a mix of sun and cloud, -1 overnight. 7 degrees is the high for Wednesday with mostly sunny skies, but rain moving in on Thursday, 9 degrees, 5 overnight, and then more showers in the forecast for Friday with temperatures around 6. And finally tonight, Halifax's Citadel Hill doubled as Mount Everest this morning. More than 100 people ran up and down the hill 80 times to raise money for the Arthritis Society. They said that's the equivalent to the elevation of Mount Everest. They raised $16,000. Well, good night and thank you for watching CBC News, Maritimes Late Night.